Hello, you all are watching Live from the Garden. We are in Miami with Delectable.Day, Tien, and I want to thank you all for joining us. We are touring her fabulous Miami home garden.
Here, some peppers. We can grow hot pepper a lot easier here than we could grow sweet peppers, because during the summer, our soil have I have to deal with nematode a lot, and so they usually attack the root system, and the sweet peppers don't usually do too well. But the hot pepper, they don't care. They just grow.
That's good to hear.
I have a fig tree here.
What kind of tree?
It's a fig.
Oh, fig. Oh, okay, yummy. I love fig trees.
Cover them to protect them from the birds. Here I have a gooseberry tree. I don't know if you can see the fruit.
Yes, we can see lots of fruit on the gooseberry tree.
This is goji. But this type of goji, because goji usually grows in like cooler weather, but this variety would grow in our climate. Oh, here's peanuts. This is peanuts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this I did not plant. The squirrel did.
Wow, how interesting.
Yeah, I didn't plant this one. This one, the squirrel, I find them all over our yard all the time. So by summertime, this will be flowering, and then I can pull up and get some peanuts. Yeah, so this is goji. And this is a type of taro that you don't eat the roots. You actually use the stem right here for cooking. You don't, it doesn't form the big roots like the regular taro. So you actually just eat the stem on this.
And what does that taste like? Or what type of dishes do you use it in?
I like to use it in soup because it has like a really spongy texture, like right here. You would peel the outside part right here. You would peel this back like this, and inside it's kind of spongy, and it has like a really crisp texture, and it just soaks up whatever flavor of the dish that you make. So they're great in soup, they're great in like curry. It just acts like a sponge and just soak up all the flavor.
And is there any use for the leaves since they're so large? Is there any use for the leaf?
None that I do, but I'm pretty sure people use it to wrap food and stuff like that.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and I have here German chamomile. They're kind of slow to take off for me. And then here is a type of scallion. They multiply by division. So you plant one and then they divide and multiply for more, and they grow year round for us. I just come out and, cut the top, and then they just grow right back here.
And what's your average temperature there? You say in Miami, in what would be considered a winter month, what's the average temperature in the winter, like December, January?
I want to say 60s, 70s. And then in the summer, it's like 80s, and with humidity and stuff like that, it feels like hundreds.
Yeah, that's how we feel as well. It feels like it's nearly 1,000 degrees in Houston.
This one is tulsi. It's a type of basil. And I have more radish here. Oh, look, the cloud. It's moving in. I have more papaya here.
And this other papaya came from seed as well?
Yes.
Wow. And what's your favorite papaya dish? How do you use papaya?
Okay, so papaya, I love using it in salad, like the green papaya for salad and for soup. These are Vietnamese coriander.
Oh, wow. So
And
they will put seeds out and you use that as a coriander, or you use the leaf?
you use the leaf.
Mm,
And then this is water celery.
interesting.
It's from the same family as the water hemlock, which is poisonous, but this is edible. This is Korean mint, and it smells like a little bit lemon and like anise. It has a really pleasant smell. And I have Cuban oregano. And then this is like sad looking ginger because usually they don't, they overwinter here.
And are you able to harvest? Do you get a good harvest of ginger kind of in the spring or summertime?
Yes, I get a pretty decent sized one. And sometimes I just go out and harvest them as needed. And here's my other bed. Right along the bed, I have garlic chive. All of my bed has garlic chive along there.
Oh, what a great idea.
Yeah, they keep the weed at bay, and then nothing really bothers it. This is butterfly pea blossom. We use this for tea. It makes like a dark purple color tea, and then if you add lemon juice to it, it turns bright pink. So I love using it to make pink lemonade with our kids.
Oh, yummy. And what's that called again?
Butterfly pea blossom.
Okay. And does it produce a pea, or it only produces that purple flower?
Yeah, it has the pods here. The pods are here. Apparently you can eat the pod too when they're small and tender, but I haven't actually tried that.
Okay.
I have another bed here. Has radish, fennel, Chinese cabbages, another guava, all bagged. And then our mango tree, which I'm super excited about because this is the first time it flowers since Hurricane Irma. So
that big tree is your mango tree?
Yep.
How will you reach the mangoes?
I have no idea, but I'm super excited. I'll probably borrow my neighbor's ladder and try to get them before the squirrel gets to it.
Wow, I'm excited to see the progress.
No, but when Hurricane Irma came, like it knocked down, like there were branches. So the tree was here, but the branch flew all the way over there to that corner, and we had to cut it back, and it just didn't flower for us for, I think Irma was 2017, 18. So 3 years ago. I don't remember. But we haven't had fruit from this tree for a while now. Katuk is a leafy green that grows year round for us. It has a flavor that's kind of similar to pea tips. And then these are the flower. And they grow year round. So what I usually do is I cut it to the ground level so that when they grow back, I harvest the tender shoot that comes up, and it's also called tropical asparagus.
Hold on, go back. That little shiny plant there, I was growing it. I got it from a researcher at the university here, and I don't know how hardy that plant is. It died in the freeze. Can you give me the name? I can't think of the name right now.
Okay, it's called wild betel leaf.
Okay, and how do you use it? I was growing it. I know there's some health benefits and medicinal. It's considered an herbal medicinal plant. How do you use it?
There's a really well-known Vietnamese dish that they would take the leaf and they wrap beef with it and then put it on the grill. And they make they grill the beef with it, and it has a really interesting flavor. It's hard for me to describe it, but you know, and I sometimes just take it and then stir fry it with like sliced beef, and cook it too. But usually what we do is we use this and roll the seasoned meat in it, and then just put it on the grill and grill it.
And then you eat the leaf with the meat inside of it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's called wild betel leaf.
Wild betel leaf.
Betel, Betel.
Oh, okay, Betel, betel. Okay, I couldn't remember, but I think ours died back. I'm not sure if it's gonna come back.
Yeah, it's a tropical. It thrives in like tropical climate.
Yeah.
Like they grow year round in the shade. It doesn't need a whole lot of sunlight.
Okay, maybe I'll if it comes back, I'll need to move it.
We have banana tree, and then here is a cherry, an acerola cherry, Barbados cherry.
Oh wow! And the banana tree, I think in the freeze we may have lost our entire.
Oh no!
I looked at it the other day and it didn't look like it was coming back. But like I told everybody, we just need to wait, pack our patience, and see what may be coming back and what might not be coming back. I'm not sure. Yeah. So before you, it looks like you're going to another area. Can you give us a big pan or an overview of the area that that you all have, so we can kind of see the amount of space? And how many raised beds do you have?
I have 4 wooden raised beds. And then like kind of in ground that I put borders along the path. And then I have metal raised bed too in the back that I haven't planted anything yet. But the way that we made our raised bed is we use cinder block at the base and then top it with wood. Because our backyard during the wet season, during the summer, it can get flooded.
Okay.
So when we initially built the raised bed, we didn't want the wood to come direct in contact with the ground because I know it's going to be saturated during the summer. So we decided to go with cinder block at the bottom, and then top it off with the wood frame. And it worked out. I mean, all the raised bed in our garden is at least 7 years old, and it hold up pretty well.
Wow, that's a good idea. Now that's a great idea because then the wood isn't touching the ground that stays wet so much. So to have that cinder block and then have the board on top of it, that's a great idea and kind of cut costs. You use a cinder and then use a wood board on top to kind of raise it up. That's a great idea. These are big girl aspirations and goals.
Here's more of our mango right here. So here's the jackfruit tree.
What?
We have this thing for probably as long as we've been in Miami, and it never fruit for me. It would flower, but it would never set fruit. This year is the first year that it's set fruit for me. So I'm super excited about it. We have some here.
Wow. And did you start that from seed or did you purchase that?
This was something that we purchased.
Wow, look.
So this is, there's more fruit there. And then I have vanilla orchid. And
do you get blooms from that orchid? Have you had blooms?
No, they take forever. They're notorious for taking a long time. And then here is Delectable.Day. It tastes just like caramel. It's brown inside and it tastes exactly like caramel.
And that's it tastes like caramel. Do you eat the outside? Is it like an apple, or is it soft or crunchy?
Oh, it's soft, and it's you have to peel the brown skin off, but it's soft and it's just exactly like caramel to me. It's one of my favorite fruit. So here, that's the mango tree, the jackfruit. We have some tomatoes here, but because there's a lot of shade, it doesn't do as well as it does elsewhere. And then here we have some squash, more bananas. There's papaya. And then here's where I do my composting. It's my less glamorous corner of the garden. Not as I have compost bin, warm bin. There's a papaya. I'm gonna show you my front garden.
As you're walking to your front garden, tell us what type of impact that you think your garden or your growing food for your family has had on your entire community, whether that's your extended family or your immediate family outside of your home. What type of impact do you think that that has made?
You know, I moved here in 2014, and we lived here for like years, like for 3-4 years without really knowing a lot of our neighbors. But ever since we start growing in the front yard, I mean, people stop and talk. So I've gotten to know so many of my neighbors because of our garden. Just growing food, and it just connects people.
And do they come over and harvest at will, or how does that work?
For the most part, they're just curious, and they want to know what I'm growing so that they could grow in their garden too. Especially the little kids, they always stop to see the flowers. And sometimes if I see them, I'll come out and I'll tell them, oh, you're more than welcome to pick the flowers if you want. And they love that. So it helps me connect with a lot of my neighbors.
That is what gardening is all about, I believe. I did the same thing as I transformed my front yard into an edible garden space. And as a result, my neighbors come and they take, and I put it there for them because my farm is where I get most of my food from. But to have an opportunity where my neighbors can come in and just take what they want. And like you said, you build so many relationships with your neighbors, mm-hmm. and you have more conversations and you know people. But I like the idea that my friends will come by, they'll drive by and say, hey, I'm about to do a drive-by. Do you have this? Do you have that? And they'll take what they want from the garden. And I love to see my neighbors harvesting and taking what they want from the garden. It's so much joy.
Yep. I mean, like, I have people drive by. Sometimes they're like, oh, you should put a fence around your garden. People are going to be stealing your tomatoes. And I'm like, no, when I put the garden in the front, I fully anticipate that people are going to be curious. And if they take it, then they take it. It's totally fine with me. But so far, no one has taken stuff out of the yard. And if they had wanted something, they always ask.
You all have homeowners association group that either manages or tells you that you can't turn your garden into an edible forest or an edible garden.
There was actually a case in Florida, in North Miami. A lady was fined a fee for each day that she had her vegetable garden in the front yard, and it went to court and everything like that. But last year or 2 years ago, the state legislature finally approved for homeowners to be able to grow, say that it's legal for homeowners to grow vegetable in their garden. But before that, I was terrified that somebody would come and find us. So I didn't put the raised bed in. I just made rows in the front yard, and I plant in rows. And then finally, when they passed the law, I'm like, okay, it's okay. So let's do raised bed. And now it's a little bit more organized. But before, it was just like this. I would just plant it in ground like this and put some kind of borders along the edge. And that was it, because I was afraid that somebody would come and tell us, you need to tear out your garden. And I didn't want to put in raised bed and irrigation and whatnot and then have to pull it out. But no, so far, no one had said anything. No one had complained. I don't have any issue. I mean, not at all.
Do your kids participate in growing or gardening or getting their hands in the dirt?
Oh yes, for sure. They love coming out here. They love harvesting the root vegetables are their favorite. They love pulling out the root vegetables, and they help me harvest tomatoes. The baby, the 15-month-old, there's just not enough tomatoes for her. She comes out and the first thing she goes for is the tomato. These are mustard. They're bolting. So I'm just gonna save the seeds. And then we have another mango tree here.
Wow, I'm so jealous.
And then I have roselle.
Yeah, we are sorrel, Jamaican hibiscus. It goes by that name as well. Yummy, yummy, yummy. One of my favorite teas to drink, and the holiday drink that the Caribbeans make. I love it, love it, love it.
Yeah. So up front here, I grew a lot. I have a lot of leafy greens. Plant a lot of root vegetable in the back, and save the leafy green for up front. But so far, everything seems okay. This is Chinese kale.
Did I see you growing bamboo sticks in the back? I meant to ask that. Are you growing bamboo?
Yes. And
I'm so envious.
It's a type of bamboo because bamboo can be very invasive. They spread, right. But the variety that we have is a clumping bamboo. So they tend to stay in one spot. They don't spread out a whole lot. I think that it's starting to rain.
Okay, let's do a quick pan over. Show us a quick view.
Okay, so here. Coconut tree. We used to have two, but I had to cut one down because the other one was too tall. And then over here, I have a little patch that has cranberry hibiscus, has dragon fruit that we need to make a trellis for. And in here we have lots of flower, sisal. This is a pomegranate tree, and it just struggled. It doesn't do too well for us here.
Ours either. As a matter of fact, I went ahead and cut it down. I'm just not gonna fight with it anymore.
This is wild oregano, and this patch right here is at least 3 or 4 years old.
And since it's wild, is it edible? Do you use it to cook with?
Yeah, it smells amazing. Like, it's so hardy and it smells amazing.
During COVID, people, if you don't have oregano in your cabinet, you are doing yourself a disservice. You need to have oregano. Oregano is antiviral, antibacterial. Get you some oregano. Make some oregano tea.
Oh, the rain is coming down.
Okay, well, you all want to thank you for joining us. If you know someone that should be on our show, I want you to invite them, tag us, tell them to join us. What is another garden? Who do you want us to tour? Where do you want us to go? We've been in Miami. We've been in Canada. We've been on the East Coast and the West Coast. Where should we go next? We've been to the Caribbean, St. Croix. Where should we go next? Tell us, tag us. We'd love to have someone that you want to hear about, someone's garden that you want to tour. So tell us where we should go next. All right, Tien, before we wrap up, tell us where we can find you. Are you up to anything exciting that we need to know about or support? Tell us about it.
So you can find me on Instagram at Delectable.Day. And then I also have a website, delectableday.com. It's a work in progress. And I also have an Etsy shop that I sell my seeds, like the butterfly pea blossoms, and the seeds that I save in the garden. And that's about it.
Well, I'll be buying some seeds. I want to try that flower, the pea flower. I'm going to get some seeds. I'll go there on your Etsy page and support you. She's in Miami, beautiful Miami. So follow her page. Tien, thank you so much for joining us. I really enjoyed the tour. You have given me big girl goals, and so I need to up my game and my garden expectations. I love your space, and thank you again for spending your Saturday with us. I always ask our guests, if you could tour any green space in the world, where would you like to go?
Every city that we go to, we always try to go to their botanical garden.
So you're a botanical garden fan?
Yeah.
All right. And then if we're in Miami, where should we eat?
There's a empanada place near us. They make Venezuelan empanada. It's like a cornmeal wrap, and then they have meat in there, and they have like this chili sauce that you can dip it in. That's really good. I call Millie's Empanada Factory. Okay. I love that one. Yeah, but I mean, you can't go wrong if you want to go for Latin food. You really can't go wrong down here.
Oh, yes. Yummy. Sounds delicious. All right, you all, that's our show. Thank you so much, Tien, for showing us around. We appreciate your time and appreciate you hanging out in the garden. You all, I hope this has inspired you to get out and grow something edible, grow something for your family. Go outside, get some sunshine, and grow something. I'm your host, Karina. And remember, lettuce lets us live. Bye, Tien. Bye, you all.